So this is an excellent question. I love this question. It's so good. And this also opens the door for me to talk about some other pieces that it's been a while since I've mentioned. Okay, so this is dear sister Shanti. She says, my question curiosity would be around how to navigate the collective fear around AI learning about you and having an intimate knowledge about you, the potential for misuse of that knowledge and practices to safeguard against that. Okay, now first I have to paint the picture of what she's talking about. Okay, because I know she knows the rabbit hole. I just want to make sure you guys understand the depth of what this is. Okay. Well, and I do need to say that they already have all of your information right down to the synaptic patterns in your brain, the rhythms of the different pulses of rhythms of your cerebral spinal fluid, your heartbeat, your body chemistry. The cloud already has collected that data and has been collecting that data since 2014. Yes, 2014, not just 2020. COVID was really the vehicle to expand the bandwidth of the body area network. It wasn't the beginning of it. 2014 was when it became commercially viable. Okay, so they have been collecting your intimate vitals via your energetic biofield, your aura, your energy field, since 2014. How are they doing that? Nanoparticles, specifically graphene oxide combined with nanoplastics in electromagnetic fields as organizing forces have been creating these neural networks, so to speak, rudimentary in the beginning, in your system. And I can take a single drop of your blood and look at it under a microscope and confirm this reality, right? It comes in many forms. There's the microdot technology, there's the self-replicating nanobot technology, there's the hydrogel technology. There are many, many layers of technologies that are well known that are employed with the assembly of this neural net. So all of the intimate details of everybody have already been collected in the cloud, and there are holographic duplicates of you, of me, out there in the cloud. Now, you even knowing about that means that you can do something about that, okay? Not knowing about that is where it can be used against you. And let me explain how and why. So there's a technique that I was taught long ago by a teacher, and he called them sand paintings. And these were ancient practices passed down through indigenous lineages of Central Americas and the Southwest of the U.S., where a medicine man or woman, whoever they would make a sand painting that was close enough in sympathetic resonance to the family, to the land, to the person that they were tasked to bring healing to. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can imagine how this works. Is you're in a village or you're in a tribe, and your youngest broke his leg, and you want help, and you take them to the or you take you can't take the child themselves because their leg is broken to the medicine man, but you can go to the medicine man and say, hey, my kid broke his leg, what do we do? Right? So he would or she would create a sand painting that was in exact resonance of that child that broke his leg, and then heal the leg via the sand painting. So everything that he would divine from the sand painting, that is information he would get from the sand painting once it was in place, and then all the energy put into that sand painting, because of the sympathetic resonance of that sand painting to the target, in this case the child with a broken leg, would go to that person. Okay, that's someone might call the law of resonance. Okay, when something is in sympathetic resonance, right? It doesn't need to be touching. It totally does not need to be anywhere near that person, okay, or subject. They have similar things with tuning forks. They'll have a room of tuning forks, and they'll, in the next room, they'll be gonging a gong on a particular frequency, and only the tuning forks that were of that same frequency in the next room would start to vibrate. Okay, same kind of concept. This has been explored for quite some time. All right, now the concept of the voodoo doll, similar thing. Of course, Hollywood turned it into a black magic evil thing, but the original intention of the voodoo doll was to create healing, was a healing vehicle to send prayers and healing and, you know, upliftment, that kind of thing, to the person that the doll was in resonance with. So a digital, holographic digital of you is no different. Same kind of thing. And there is already, what do you call it? Technologies disclosed to the public around how they're able to map out a person's brain, create a holographic image of the brain, and actually take geometric thought forms derived from somewhere else, and you can overlay it on the brain, and that person that brain is the map of will have that thought in their head. That has already been explored. That's already been talked about. It's already been disclosed to the public. Okay. Now, I think, God, I learned about that in 2014, 13. It might have been 2000. No, it was 2000, around 13, 14, 15, around that time time frame is when I learned about that, that disclosure about technology, right? So what I'm suggesting to you is not anything new. It's just really putting together the pieces on another level. All of us have multiple holographic duplicates for different reasons. And you may be like freaked out, like, what the hell? How can they have that information? What are they doing with it? It's like, what are they doing with it? They are selling you stuff. They are directing you towards things. They are cultivating ways to engineer your thoughts, your intention, your bandwidth. Okay, that's what they're doing with it. It's about control. It's about, you know, people aren't speaking up about things that they don't like because there's these influences. Anyway, that part doesn't matter. Just you knowing that is all you need to interrupt the influence of that. Okay, and you might wonder how. And I've explored this too many times over, and actually not that long ago in Ohio, in a talk that I did here, we went through and started to dissolve our holographic duplicates. And what's really interesting is that several intuitives in the group had this feeling that some of those duplicates they wanted to keep there. Like, some of those duplicates were necessary for them to engage in this reality. Now, isn't that interesting discovery?